I think it's absolutely disgusting that these Liberal candidates in so many areas keep backing down on like so many issues because they're afraid of the media. They're afraid of left-wing commentators. And I think, guys, just stand up for what you know is right and true and you will get the votes. Absolutely. We saw it with Trump. We 100% saw it with Trump. And you don't have to dwell even on these things. I was so disappointed with Peter Dutton when someone asked him early on. Wasn't it? I don't think the campaign had even, the federal election been called, but it was a few weeks ago. And he said, no, they have no intention to change or protect sex-based protections in law. And he wanted to get on with the cost of living. And all he had to say, and all the Liberals have to say is, men are not women. We need to protect women's spaces, services and sports. Now let's get on with the cost of living. Right. That's it. They don't have to say anything more than that, but they refuse to do it.
They won't do it. And this is what frustrates me. So with a guy like Ben, and forgive my rudeness, because I'm actually going through the transcript trying to find, I was actually going to play it, but I can't find it. This is a part of the problem, isn't it? The moment an accusation's thrown out there by the mainstream media, who hate Dutton anyway, they're going to nail him anyway, they just, quickly, what do we have to do to make this go away? It's this whole immediate gratification almost thing, where they're not like, hang on, what's happened here? There's a due process. This is how we conduct ourselves as a Liberal party, a professional statesman party. But it's not. It's like, rush it out. They don't stand for anything. And when you press them, you're the head of a third-party campaigning group. This is your issue, binary. And they don't stand up for it. I mean, what else are we to make for it? It's like, do you want my vote or do you not?
Correct. And if you're going to lie about this, you're going to lie about everything. We already, they have the worst reputation on earth for being liars. And if they can't say that a woman is an adult human female and no one can change their sex, well, of course they're going to lie about everything else. And we saw that. What I'm stunned at is they didn't learn from the John Pizzuto more redeeming episode. Like, I am absolutely like, how stupid can you be to not understand that that was just a schmozzle that never had to happen? And the Liberal Party have suffered tremendously because of John Pizzuto and his leadership team. All they had to do is, come out and say, we were wrong and Moira was right. And all the women at Let Women Speak should be allowed to speak. And that was it. They're not learning the lesson. Peter Dutton is, I don't know, what is he trying to be, Albo 2.0, which is like, why would you want to do that?
Worse.
That's it. It's so worse. But let me say, the National Party, which are part of the coalition, have taken a very different tact. And I am really surprised and pleased with their approach. And this is right up to David Littleproud. From the grassroots levels, they have listened to the grassroots. They have said, yes, we need to get sex-based protections back into law. And they've made it part of their national policy. So David Littleproud, Barnaby Joyce, and a few others at the time basically had come out and said, look, Trump's made these executive orders, fantastic. We should do the same here in Australia. And Peter Dutton said, I won't be drawn into Trumpian politics. Well, Peter, it's not Trumpian politics. It's just facts and reality. Yeah. And if you stood up for that, we wouldn't be having this narrow, margin in the...
Do you think that's why they've actually... Because they did this before the election. I haven't told you this, Rami, but I was invited to an interview around the corner where they... It's called The Briefing. And they never aired this interview because I don't think it went the way they hoped it did.
Shocked.
So they were trying to basically get me to say that Dutton is Trump. And I said, look, let's get one thing straight. Literally, I said, let me get one thing straight. What I want out of this election is a Dutton prime ministership, but a bit of steel in his spine from some of these minor parties with the balance of power. Correct. That's what I want. Now, Dutton is not Trump. Otherwise, we wouldn't need a minor party to basically, keep him on the straight and narrow path. And they were trying to make this accusation, say, well, but look, get Australia back on track. Sounds like make Australia great again. And I said, well, you could say the same thing about Build Back Better. Yes. But you're not saying, Biden or Boris Johnson is a Trump. And so it just didn't go to air. So maybe tomorrow's thing won't go to air. I'm in a debate tomorrow. So, on SBS, so that's going to be, so that might not go to air. But anyway, we'll talk about that later, Rami. I look at these things and I don't think that the Liberals, they're just trying to safely scoot on in without getting into the culture wars. But the media, they do this scorched earth thing where they burn the ground so you don't go there because they know if you do, you might actually win.
Correct.
So it's quite brilliant. And in terms of the strategy, you've got to take your hat off to them.
Well, yes, but I just think the majority of Australians will just come on board with truth and reality. Like, they're not... Like, of course we're concerned about the cost of living and energy and all of those sort of things, but if we can trust a politician on the most fundamental issues, then you can trust what they're saying about other things. And we just can't, because they're playing the game. It looks like they're playing a game. They're not trustworthy. And they're being, like, just bizarre. Like, it's really bizarre to sort of even try and skirt around the question, can people change sex? Like, it's just a no. They can't. So why are they trying to play politics with this issue? It is beyond my comprehension.
So the Nationals are better on this.
Yes.
Obviously, some of the minor parties are much better on this.
Yeah.
But the Liberals basically are like trying to do like, oh, we still want to win these till seats, you know.
Good luck.
Good luck with that.
Well, I think they would. Do you know what? I actually think they would if they came out and you know, like they were challenging the Zali
Steggles.
Steggles.
Yeah.
Then. You know, I mean, she's an ex-Olympian, and if they came out and said, "Is a female body different to a male body?" Do you think and actually made that part of the debate, she would look like an idiot, and the candidate would win. Like, it's not hard to actually meet the people on this issue where they're at. It's not hard. They refuse to do it because they feel like some ABC journalist is going to make fun of them. Let them. Yeah. Who cares?
I'm going to agree with you but disagree with you. Just because I'm a nerd and I do maps. So you would still lose the till seats, but you would win 2 to 3 Western Sydney seats.
Okay. Which is important.
Yeah, and that's not my opinion. You know, a mutual friend, Catherine Deves, I said, okay, are these till seats winnable? And she said, Joel, don't even bother. Honestly, they're gone. You can't win them back. These are some of the highest yes voting places, 60%. If they're willing to vote for their voice, in a country that voted 60% no, these are the wokest places. They actually agree with some of this stuff. And it's kind of an uncomfortable reality to see some of these blue, you know, sort of areas just turn teal.
But I still think we can, it's shameful. It's shameful to harm children. It's shameful to put women in this situation. And they're tiptoeing around it. And they went, oh, but we don't want to hurt a trans-identified person's feelings. Well, this isn't about feelings. This is about reality. And I still think if people were upfront, just really simple in making it a shameful issue that you would, you know, harm children in this way, there'd be very few people that could come out and say, well, I want children to be sterilised. I want children to be harmed.
Yeah, it's
who's going to...
All right, Hitler.
Literally,
because I think Hitler, before he went after the Jews, he actually went after the disabled.
Yes.
And then killed hundreds of thousands of disabled. And it's like, okay, I'll settle down.
So let's put it to them. Do you know what I mean? So you may be right that there's so few with the fortitude to do it, but it's not hard to turn the tables and put the shame back on them.
Oh, look, that's why you're here. You've come to the right place. You know, this is a place for the courageous, like Ben Britain, but you will get disendorsed and you will be attacked.
And that's why I'm not in politics. I'm outside of it.